Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement and a very special Night of the Seven Kingdoms recap edition of My Mom's Basement with the entire Dragon Boys crew back. That's right, we've got KFC and Nick Hammy in the basement later on this week. Before we get to that, we've got some nerd news, some fun stuff to talk about. Sorry right up front for the delay. There's a crazy storm in America for our international listeners, which I found out recently we have a lot of international listeners. This storm delayed me from getting back. I was supposed to come back Sunday morning. I finally got back Tuesday morning. So, Clem, I'm a bit out of it, but I'm excited to talk about everything today.
Oh, poor you. An extra day in 60-ish degree Vegas as I was digging out of 2 feet of snow, kids off from school, kids stuck inside because it's snowing out for a full day. Day of football was awesome because we just got to sit in and didn't even feel bad about just sitting in and watching football day. But it did hurt not being in the basement with my guys. So I'm happy we're here. We're going to just talk Thrones as we'll talk about later. So it's good to be back with my guy over here. And it sounds like you got a lot of good stuff out there in Vegas, which is good too.
We did get a lot of great stuff. Spinning Back Fist, all interviews. Check it out on that channel. It would have been much more easy to swallow if Patty won. The thing with the fight was it was such a good fight, such a war that Patty's stock went up after the fight, even with a loss. Even his biggest haters were like, oh, my God, he belongs with the top of the top at the lightweight division. So it's like in the grand scheme of losses, it was probably the best kind of loss we could have had. He proved Scousers don't get knocked out. It was insane chin, insane like resiliency and heart shown in that fight. It was just, you know, you're stuck there a couple days after the loss and you didn't get what you came out there for. And it's just like, oh, Glennie was laughing at me. Glennie was like, what are you going to do in Vegas? You got days off in Vegas. And I went to the Punk Rock Museum, which was awesome. Would highly recommend it. And I went to Kiss World at the Rio, which features Gene Simmons' private Kiss collection. And then I rewatched a bunch of Star Wars on FX. I rewatched some Andor. I went to the comic store with Jose. I picked up some Star Wars comics, actually. Got to see our guy, Jose Youngs. So, yeah, it wasn't the kind of Vegas trip that a lot of people have.
Yeah, and yeah, he'll take it. Any room service? Any room service?
No, this was crazy. Listen, Resorts World, it was fine. But I open up. I love getting to a hotel, ordering room service, getting some chicken fingers and fries, something simple like that, a burger. They said the great thing about room service here is it's Grubhub. You just order on Grubhub and we'll bring it up to your room. And I'm like, all right, well, that's not really room service, but whatever. They'll bring it up to my room. I ordered. They never brought it up to my room. I always had to go down to the lobby. It was crazy.
That's such like a hilarious way to try to spin zone not having like a...
What spin zone is that? They're like, our room service is anything you want. And it's like, no,
5-star restaurant,
40
McDonald's.
Minutes. Like, yeah.
Whatever you want. That's great. I love
I wound up getting Taco Bell. That's what I got. Check out Super Critics. We have a Superman episode out right now, Batman and Superman. This week, we're dropping a Flash Gordon episode. I watched Flash Gordon for the first time in my life, not to spoil my entire thoughts about it on Super Critics, but it's horrible. But my God, is it entertaining? I would recommend people check it out before this Thursday's episode. And finally, check out Feidelberg's interview with Chris Pratt, motherfucking Peter Quill, Star-Lord, doing interviews at Barstool HQ. I was devastated to be in Vegas while he was doing this and miss out on it. But I had a little like prep session with him before the interview where we just went through a ton of Guardians clips and tried to like hammer home what he was going to bring up with him. The amount of awesome stories he got out of Chris Pratt, not only Guardians related, but acting related in general, is awesome for this 30-minute interview.
And Pratt was like so cool. Like that like it's funny to see fights as like an interviewer, but also be like like he's like giving him.
He gets so fired up. Fights is the perfect guy for that. Yeah, he's so passionate.
Yeah, and like obviously people have seen fights forever now. God, he's fucking OG Milton days. But as someone like, and you could attest to this too, like behind the scenes, Fights is one of my favorite people at Barstool. Just like a good overall dude, always can just chop it up with him, gives a hug, and act gently, wants to know how everything's doing. So love seeing him not only have someone like this that is a good role, but I also think someone like that, I think, is a lot of fun for celebrities or whoever who are going to want to interview with. Because I think people like interviewing with Barstool because we're different, more fun. I think that was part of my take's biggest thing when they got off the jump. They had these stuffy fucking nerd people in the media, which, by the way, in the time when we were in between recordings here, I would check Twitter real quick. I find out Bill Belichick did not get voted in to the Hall of Fame in his first ballot. So those are the kind of people that are the traditional sports media. This is the new blood, new generation, people with brains. That probably is not used for Feidelberg a lot, but I'm going to say here, people with hearts. That's what Feidelberg is.
And me and Fights are going to be on Dog Walk, I believe, Thursday. We recorded it already. Eddie hit me up and said, do you guys want to do like a 2026 movie preview? And I said, that's perfect, because I just did all the studying that I need to do with Justin Kroll. So I basically relayed a lot of Justin Kroll's information, but that got picked up all over the place too. We were getting like, we got quotes and outlets, Clem, nerd outlets.
Shout out Justin Kroll, man. I mean, I'm like, is he feeding people stuff? Because it was like seeing our show in those little like Twitter.
We're on Disgusting Film and Culture Crave and all these like actual outlets that we pull news from.
And then New Rockstars had a clip of our show, and it's like,
I saw that.
He's calling us. What the fuck is going on right now?
Shout out New Rockstars, Eric Voss. That was cool. Someone tweeted us that, and I immediately went to the new episode and scrolled to, where it was. And they like, he set it up well too. He's like, he was on Barstool Sports and the My Mom's Basement podcast, like gave us the full credit. I thought that was super cool. And it's all thanks to Justin Kroll. Check out that episode if you haven't. That one's pretty much evergreen. Like that segment, for 2026 can lead you all the way to like doomsday.
Now, that's an example of a Barstool podcast where you add someone with a brain and they actually know what they're doing and have actual news. And you might just get picked up by a bunch of different outlets there. So shout out to him. He's awesome. And everyone who shouted us out.
So nerd news wise, I want to start with Oscar noms. Just to say Sinners, most ever nominations with 16. Chalamet obviously got his Marty Supreme nom that we all expected. But with Chalamet, I didn't realize he's the youngest actor to have 3 Oscar nominations since Marlon Brando in 1954. He's also got like 8 Best Picture noms to his name or something. He's now tied Daniel Day-Lewis with Best Picture nominations. It's insane to have that stat at 30 years old. And it feels like he's just getting started. It really does. Like he's very much entering his prime right now, I think.
It's crazy, man. Again, the first person I heard about Timothée Chalamet from was Feidelberg, ironically.
Yeah.
I didn't know who the fuck he was. I thought it was another little foo-foo Feidelberg thing, but Feidelberg was always ahead of the trends. That was his other thing. Dave would make fun of him, and then a year later, Dave would be wearing whatever he was wearing. I mean, at this point, it's like I knew I was getting on the Chalamet train, the bandwagon, when it was already jam-packed, but at this point, how do you not love the guy? And how do you not think he's... It's greatness, Rob. It's greatness.
He better win this year. I think he will. There was just a rough article that came out about Josh Safdie and things that he did on set.
I didn't read it, but
I don't think it should affect Timothée Chalamet's chances, but I don't know. Sometimes that thing, sometimes Hollywood, those things do affect their chances. I'm really pulling for Amy Madigan. That's like the one Oscar I feel really strongly about other than Chalamet, because I would love for her to get an acknowledgement and an Oscar for Weapons, a straight up like horror movie. It's not like this like artsy fartsy Oscar horror movie. It's horror. And I think that would be really cool. She's like instantly iconic as a horror villain too, which is hard to imagine when you watch her in Field of Dreams or Uncle Buck or something like that.
Yeah, that makes you feel weird. It just makes you feel weird.
Tonight, as we record this and as this comes out, January 27th, we're going to have the premiere of Wonder Man, and not just the premiere, but the entire season. It's dropping all at once, which we have noted is not the best sign. It sort of makes it feel like Marvel's trying to sweep it under the rug real quick. But my God, the reviews are great. Everyone's saying it's a really fun show that's not super connected to the MCU. You can enjoy it if you're not an MCU fan. I talked to Jeff about it. Jeff watched, I believe, the entire thing. And he said it's great. He's like, you're really going to like it. So Lady Fox is on a work trip right now. 9 p.m. rolls around. I might be watching an entire season of Wonder Man tonight.
Yeah, I was wondering when they were going to release it exactly. 9 p.m. is a fair time for the East Coast, because at least you can get an episode or 2 in. I am quietly confident right now that it's going to be pretty good. And again, anything Hollywood, all the Hollywood people saying it's great, you have to take it with kind of a grain of salt because they like to sniff their own farts. But I'm starting.
I did say at the same time, the Hollywood people generally are inclined to
Marvel.
Not praise Marvel stuff too. Recently, at least, it feels like. So I don't know. I mean, I love the whole cast. I texted you. I just want a lot of Ben Kingsley. Loved when they brought him back in Shang-Chi as like the fake Mandarin. I thought that was so great and a good way of, once again, doing what Kevin Feige does best in a lot of scenarios, where you take something that we didn't think was going to be important or matter, or people didn't really vibe with that a ton at the time, and then he made it way better by bringing him back later.
Yep. 100%. So I'm feeling good about it right now. You think next week we'll probably give our thoughts on everything? Obviously, it won't be like a full breakdown or anything like that, but we'll give our takes. No, I'm flying to San Francisco next week, so we're going to have to figure. Oh, I guess we can make it work. I'll be going out on Wednesday, so we could probably we'll get it out beforehand.
Yeah, you got the dozen in San Fran.
The Seven Kingdoms. Yep.
We also got a Daredevil Born Again trailer today. More of a teaser, just a teaser trailer. But I thought this was a great teaser trailer in that I don't really know what the plot is going to be. I mean, we know what it's going to be based on the ending of last season and the context clues there of, you know, the Fisk police force is going off and Daredevil's outlawed, all vigilantes are outlawed. But this doesn't give us a ton of new stuff other than Jessica Jones is back, which we knew already, Kristen Ritter. And the cinematography is just so awesome. The lighting tricks they do. Yeah. There's a shot of Kingpin in a boxing match, I think like a charity boxing match or something, where it looks like it's a fucking Creed movie with the sweat popping off the guy. We've got Bullseye obviously back. There's a little glimpse of Foggy, and everyone's saying, does that mean Foggy's alive? Does that mean it's a flashback? I really hope it's a flashback. I mean, we heard the guy's heart stop last season. I love Foggy, don't get me wrong, but like, come on, we can't Palpatine this guy. I'm just really fired up about this. I think the black suit looks badass. There's a poster with the black suit on and red rain coming down. And I was like, fuck, that's an instantly great poster. I know our guy Sam Goldfinger in Chicago is probably fucking rock hard at this. I think it looks great. And we're getting it in March. It's like, it's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, basement does get really crazy really quickly, and it's one of those things that I think we're not even going to recognize it. I mean, and the fact that this Throne show was hitting right off the bat, so we're engaged with that, right? It's almost better that they dropped Wonder Man all at once, because then a weekly show, another weekly show, and then right into this. For some reason, I'm like, I did feel like there was a powder keg kind of situation bubbling up in that trailer, right? It did feel like,
oh yeah.
So
Red Hook, that powder keg is hasn't exploded yet.
Now, does a blackout occur there?
Blackout did occur last season.
It did, because the way they blacked it out at the end of it, I'm like, is this supposed to be another blackout? Are they going back to talking about discussing how the other blackout back to everything? I don't know how it's going. I was trying to figure it out, but yeah, they gave you so much to chew on without really giving you any hints of what happened, which sounds like the opposite of Knights of the Seven Kingdoms this season, according to you guys.
I'm excited to see the scene that I saw filmed as well. It was the BB Urich scene where it's just one of her like hits or whatever, her spots, but I'll know it when I see it. And that I feel like it'll be very cool for me to see how the shot came together after just like kind of stumbling upon the set in Brooklyn. We also got a Masters of the Universe trailer. A couple years ago, we did a Masters of the Universe show with Large when Kevin Smith brought it back. I was never a Masters of the Universe guy growing up, but this trailer looked pretty good to me because it looked pretty self-aware in terms of like how goofy it is. They do the he-him joke, which people were like, it's woke. It's like, come on, man, it's a He-Man joke. But everything about it looks like pretty good. I even think Skeletor looks pretty cool. And it was funny that people made a big deal over Jared Leto getting cast as Skeletor, and then you see it there and you're like, I don't think you're ever going to see that guy's fucking face. He basically just did the voice.
It's crazy what Leto's name does in Hollywood, or at least like people of this genre, right? And rightfully so. I'm not going to argue with that. I had actually watched it, and I think I was picking up Sienna, and she came out right at the end, so I stopped watching. And then I heard all this stuff about Skeletor. I'm like, oh, they got Skeletor. I was like, oh, I'm almost scared. And I was like, all right, I feel like we're good. I saw some people about him starting on Earth and this and that. I mean, just like give it a shot. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, great. I think us, the children of the 80s, again, He-Man was my guy growing up when I was like 5 years old, not after then really. But I always had my sword. I'd say I have the power of Grayskull, and the toys were awesome. Large was even more so obsessed with it, as we discussed in that podcast. So I do think they're gonna try to get, our kids into it. But I also do think they're gonna have stuff for the children of the 80s, trying to get us all fired up and back into the brand as usual, if they could blow it up and make it a huge franchise. So I don't know. I feel good about it. Definitely feel good about it.
Like I'll check this out for sure. And I'm not a He-Man guy at all, but the trailer was good enough where I'm like, oh, I'll give that a shot. Also, someone tweeted me about the Large episode. I believe it got a copyright strike on YouTube, which is very strange because I don't remember showing many things, and I don't remember having any copyright strikes. It is still on the podcast feed, so I think it's unlisted on YouTube. Maybe maybe I can slide someone the link and we won't get another copyright strike. I don't really know. It's definitely on the podcast feed if you want to go check that out. And that was when Kevin Smith brought back Masters of the Universe on Netflix in a series that a lot of people didn't love, but again, as a non-Masters of the Universe guy, I was like fine with everything.
I think you're gonna say as a Kevin Smith guy, I support it.
I mean that too, but like I just didn't. Everyone had these like contextual like marks where it's like, well, they didn't do that and they missed this opportunity, and I just didn't know anything about the lore, so I was just like, I don't know, I took what I could get.
Yeah.
2 animated trailers we got since the last time we recorded. MAUL Shadow Lord, which looks really cool. I think it takes place post episode 3, features Maul's apprentice. I think it's going to be Maul's apprentice, Darth Talon or something like that, which George was thinking about making the villain of episode 7, which would have brought Maul back another time after having killed him in episode 1.
Somehow Maul has returned.
I'm glad that Dave Filoni's like, we're resetting this and we're not undoing the death in Rebels. We're only going to let him have that one big death. The series looks really cool, though. It looks like it's an underworld Star Wars show. The finale is going to come out on May the 4th. So it's going to be, I think, the 6th year in a row that we have some kind of Star Wars product dropping on May the 4th. And it's a new kind of animation style where it's a mix of Clone Wars and then a mix of like brushstrokes and painting. Obviously, I think Into the Spider-Verse changed the game with animation, and everyone's trying to sort of achieve that and be their own unique thing. But they're straight up doing like matte paintings on glass, like old school Star Wars for this. And you can tell in any like screenshot of the show or Maul himself, it looks fucking badass. And then the other animated trailer we got was the Invincible season 4 trailer, which also looks really good. Looks like we're getting a little darker season 4, maybe with the Viltrumite War and everything like that. Maybe the tone shift changes a little bit. I think they could benefit from a tone shift too. I love season 3, but you don't want to get into the boys territory where it's just like, we know what to expect from Invincible. Like you throw a couple curveballs at us with season 4. I think both are going to be really good. And I'm excited for like the scope of animated shows this year, I guess. We have a couple like really exciting ones coming up.
Yeah, some big boys, that's for sure. Invincible, I mean, the way they pivoted in season 3 and they completely curved me to fucking, my brain was not ready for that. After watching that trailer and knowing all the other different dimensions, is it fair to say Mark is like number 1 on the sus list by far? Like,
I mean, yeah,
I feel like this one,
I think it is fair, and I love my guy Mark, but it's fair.
He doesn't want to become the evil Mark, but I think he's gonna. It's almost like his destiny. Like no matter what, he's Nexus being, like he has to be evil, even if he doesn't want to be. And it feels like all the events of this season, maybe along with the previous seasons, are going to get there. I don't know. I didn't read the books. I don't know if that's how it goes. As for Maul, I gotta know now if this is. And this doesn't really matter for me because I've never tracked this stuff. I don't even know the name. If it's good, is it because of Kathleen Kennedy? If it's bad, is it because I think I need Star Wars fans to lock in their keys now and say this because she was in charge when this all went down, right?
Yep.
So are we saying if this is good, this goes on as a win for her record? Or it's like, oh no, it doesn't. You know, it came out after she left. I need them to know. Again, I do not care. I do not know what this works.
This is her era.
I need everyone to lock in. Exactly.
If you like it, you got Kathleen Kennedy at least partially to thank. I also got such a funny text from Ken Jack this week. He texted me and Jeff about it. Disney said that they're going to announce their new CEO in the next month. He's like, oh, they have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
That would be so
you put Kathleen Kennedy as CEO of Disney after she steps out from Lucasfilm. Honestly, I know a lot of people are like not Kathleen Kennedy fans out there, and we're not fans of all the delays and whatever that she dealt with. All is forgiven if they do that. It would be the funniest move of all time.
If they even did like the gotcha thing,
yeah,
joke or something like that. Holy shit, that would be great. That's a good line.
And then the only other thing,
as for Maul, I was watching the trailer and AJ's like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Oh, Darth Maul." He goes, "Thought he died." I was like, "Brother, I can't even get into like explaining this right now," because he'll be like, "But why? But why?" And it's like he turned into a spider at one point.
The hatred kept him alive, Clem.
Yeah, the hatred kept him alive. I do feel like this is the most drawn out, most work and money ever put into. We should have never killed this guy in the first place. He was fucking awesome.
You know what's so funny is there's like Zoomers, Gen Zers, I guess, that are like, everything George did was perfect, including the Clone Wars Maul arc. And it's like, well, the Clone Wars Maul arc is like an admission of failure in the fact it's like we shouldn't have killed this guy off. He's the most popular character. And then they did. as good a job as they possibly could have done. And like bringing this guy back and getting fans to accept that and be on the side of like, oh my God, give him his own show now. Like they've really done a great job, but like it is an admission of failure just bringing him back in the first place.
Listen, there's definitely people who hated the prequels and Phantom Menace more than me, but I was, I left that theater. It was like a 7 out of 100 in my book. It was just a 0.1 on the ball scale for me. And even then I was like, all that being said, Darth Maul was fucking awesome from the jump.
Yeah.
And there was really nothing in the movie that wasn't like, oh, he isn't as awesome. He was pretty cool. He didn't really do much. The only thing was they fucking killed him. That was the only thing I didn't like from Darth Maul. And it's like, honestly, I feel like if they had just flipped that movie and done everything in the opposite direction, it would have been a 9 out of 10, a fucking 4.5 out of 5 on the ball scale for me. So the fact that they are still trying to undo that mistake all these years later, I think that's 30 years ago almost at this point.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The only other thing I had, and I just wanted to bring this up because I'll get to it. Sam Raimi says his Spider-Man 4 won't be resurrected ever. His quote is, Peter Parker and MJ have gone elsewhere. It wouldn't be right for me to go back and try to resurrect my version of this story. I think odds are probably in his favor that it's not going to happen. Yep. We've got Toby back in the MCU. That's good enough for a lot of people. I would love to get MJ back, like his MJ back in the MCU, get Kirsten Dunst back in. I just wanted to bring this quote up to say there's some other comic book directors that could really benefit from a mindset like this, where they say, I don't want to go back and resurrect my vision. That wouldn't be fair to the people doing it now. Meanwhile, we've got fucking Zack Snyder posting, this is my Superman. This is Henry Cavill is the definitive Superman. Motherfucker, not the time. You're friends with James Gunn. What are you doing to him? Trying to sacrifice this shit? You trying to sabotage it?
He did that?
Of course, he's been posted Polaroid pictures of Henry Cavill. My Superman. This is Superman. I knew he would. And it's like, bro, you know what that's doing. You know it's riling up your fan base. You're not doing that just because you're like, oh, Throwback Thursday. You're fucking riling people up. Why are you doing that?
Now, Bob, there's plenty of good people on both sides here. Let's not get upset. One set of people here. That group, by the way, again, beeped it out. Wasn't even on the pod. You beeped it out, and the social club still had the hive coming out. I didn't realize this was all going on. I just, oh boy, am I happy. I'm happy I didn't get involved in that war. And then there is a picture of me holding up a sign because I didn't know any better. And
we got to find that picture. That picture, it's got to be out there.
I almost wish like it was for something more problematic he was associated with instead of being the leader of this crazy cult that he is. It's bananas. It is hilarious though. It's just so fucking crazy, man. It's so fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
Why can't fucking, where's like the Christopher Reeve crowd? This is the real Superman. Because like,
they're on Super Critics last week.
Yeah, exactly. you should go at the Snyder fans and go, this is the real Superman. And you can't talk bad about Christopher Reeve. You do that, you'll get your ass canceled. You could be a private citizen with a burner Twitter. You'll still get
unless
canceled.
you're Eminem. If you're Eminem.
I'll tell you, I don't know what Christopher Reeve did Eminem, but man, he went harder at Christopher Reeve than anyone else. It was crazy.
Yeah, if you guys don't know the Eminem Christopher Reeve like bars, just look those up. It's ridiculous. It's 100% like, why is he saying fuck me?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's one of those.
100%.
All right, let's get into A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, episode 2 with the Dragon Boys. All right, welcome back to My Mom's Basement. We are here with the Dragon Boys. It's Robbie Fox, Clem, KFC, and Nick Hammy, and we're here to talk about episode 2 of Knights of the Seven Kingdom. We finally got it. Sorry for the travel delays, everybody. Kevin, let's start with you. We didn't get you last week. What are your thoughts? 1 and 2 now, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
I'm like somewhere in the middle. I'm just like reframing my Game of Thrones brain, because that's what you have to do. You know, this is not a show. We know what it is and we know what it's not. It's going to be a half hour to 40 minutes every week. I wouldn't quite call it a comedy, but it's much more just like you get to watch the world of Westeros. You're just kind of like a fly on the wall, and there's some humor and there's some intrigue, and you just kind of watch them live. It's almost like it's like a reality show of Westeros, if you will. You know what I mean? It's almost like playing a video game or something where you're just like in this world. So I like that, but I'm also just trying to get used to the fact that there's a Sunday night Game of Thrones show that isn't like, let's argue and theorize and hypothesize. Like, it's just kind of like, yeah, that was cool. That was funny. Oh, that's that guy. Oh, he's going to be this guy's son, that kind of stuff, you know? So I like it, and I'll enjoy watching it and shooting the shit, but it's, you know, it's six episodes. They're short. And I believe that the source material is like little short novellas. Like, there really isn't, this is not one of those George R.R. Martin 1,000-page dig into it. It just kind of is what it is. And so I like it, and I'm getting a kick out of it. And, but yeah, it's just a little bit different than all your previous Thrones.
I think that's very well said in terms of like retraining your brain. I texted Clem this week and I was like, I liked Thrones again. It didn't blow me away, but I just like spending time in this world. And the characters are very likable. Like right from the jump, I feel like they've done a good job too of balancing the tone of they'll hit you with some comedy, but then like they'll end this episode with a pretty like poignant like speech about legacy. And you're like, all right, I can kind of buy this. Like, I'm kind of in on this. And I do want to see now, like, talking head interviews, like a reality show style. Like, I didn't think the blacksmith would cut me that deal.
Yeah, little professionals, you know. But I think that's what Thrones needed right now. Like, you know, obviously, actual Thrones ended so poorly. You know, some people would argue like show ruiner, it went so bad. And then House of the Dragon, like, we were all kind of sour on it. And then once I heard those quotes from Double R saying like, I have no relationship, fuck these guys, I was like, oh, so that, I don't even think we have hope of that being salvaged. So unless this next Game of Thrones project was going to be all in, I almost think this is the better option, where it's like, we're not doing all that. We're just showing you, you know, we're taking a little detour. I think that was probably what we needed right now. It's like a palate cleanser from all the other shit that's gone on.
Clem, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes into what we said last week and what Kevin said. People were like, I want my Thrones to have blood on it. I want TVMA, VSC, S. I'm trying to think of all the letters. You know, the bad shit, the sex, the blood, the rock and roll. And it is kind of nice. Like, I didn't watch it live, but it's like I don't have to really worry about my kids coming in the room. I did see like the first 5 minutes of what was about to happen. Like, I saw some memes, like, we're not going to watch.
You actually do have to worry about your kids coming into the room.
I think the opening scene we all have to worry about all the time. The rest
it did let me know. Maybe like the first 3 minutes of every episode going to have something that is very NSFW. Let's keep it there. And then we have, like you said, some people are like, I want to go to Westeros to see the drama, to have the fucking and the violence. That's cool. I'm kind of like, we need a break, because unless you're going to bring me season 1 through 6 level Thrones, I don't want that right now, because I don't think they can do it. Right? No. What have they shown they can do it? It's
a lower ceiling, but a higher floor.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get Winds of Winter. You're not going to get Cersei blowing up the Sept, but because they're not taking too big of a shot, you're not going to get, you know, Daenerys burning down the city and everyone goes, what the fuck is going on? So you're just right in the middle there.
Kev, I'll tell you what, we don't have Pete Alonso. We don't have the 40 home run derby, Pete Alonso. We have Jorge Polanco. Hey, he's a switch hitter. He's going to hit from both sides of the plate. I don't know if we can play first. We'll see. But hey, it's different. Hopefully it's fun.
Yes, agreed.
Nick, did you like episode 2?
I did. It's funny. I need to go back and watch it again. I feel like they go by so fast that I forgot everything except for the giant cock in the beginning.
I will never forget.
No, that's turned into the memory right away.
Yep. I needed to kick the girlfriend out of the room. I was like, we can't be setting standards here. But yeah, no, I thought it was funny. I think there were great, like, memeable moments that are coming out of this, which like old Thrones, like Egg just doing the what, like. How do I this?
I'm so happy you said that. Is that something everyone's picking up on? Because I thought that was some of the best, like, acting when he's just like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, his hands and the way, like, it's so real. Like, he's just like, you're so fucking dumb. What's wrong with you?
That's right up there with Tommen falling out of the tower for me. It was like, in terms of instant, like, I'm going to see that on the internet forever.
Yes.
Yeah. It was great. Yeah, no, it's very enjoyable. Like, it's something like, I think I said it last week. It feels like we're getting like a little Bronn Tyrion like side adventure.
Yes,
just for the whole
side quest.
show.
This whole thing's a side quest. Is exactly right. And I'll say this, because didn't get a chance to talk about it last week. I hated the poop scene to open up episode 1. I fucking hated it. I was like, I know everything we just said. I know we're not getting Thrones, but I also don't need like poop joke Family Guy Thrones. But now episode 2 with the big dick in that opening scene, what I hope is that every episode has a shock value thing. Yeah. Because like if it's a 1 or 2 off, I'm like, oh, did you really need to show this guy shit flying out of his ass to like start the series? Like, I get that you want to set the tone, but that was pretty extreme. But if every week, if by week 3, 4, 5, we're going, oh, what do you think it's going to be this week? We got shit. You got a dick. Are we going to get a girl? Are we going to, if that's a running theme, I think I could get down with that.
It's a toned down version. It's a toned down version of, oh my God, I hope we don't see another lady die in childbirth. Like that's what we were worried about during House of the Dragon. Like, please no more childbirth.
As long as we don't have one of those this season. Like,
no shot of that. Yeah.
We
no
do
incest,
not want to see that.
No fucking dead kids, no childbirth deaths, all that. Yeah.
Do you think the scenes that are crazy, like the shitting scene or the big dick scene, are almost like a defense mechanism for the show? Like right off the bat, them telling you, like, don't take this so seriously because we're not taking this so seriously.
I could not. Yes, I think that is almost to the point. That's why I didn't like it. It was like so heavy handed where it's like, we're the slapstick Game of Thrones. We do poop jokes. Like, we're not that. And I saw George R. R. Martin being like, my characters obviously use the bathroom, but like I've never described it in depth. I don't know why we did that. And I think that's exactly what it was. And then, I mean, the dick, like I also just think that like I don't need to see diarrhea on the screen. I get much more of a kick out of the big dick than I do the poop scene. So, you know, whichever version you like, but that I think that is for sure the idea behind that is
it also just went on like a touch too long where it's like they could have done one and then cut to credits. Like it's very much like with the music rising and then they cut to that. It is very much setting up, like you said, like we're the funny ones.
Yes.
It didn't need to keep going.
No. I did like in the dick scene, it was like to show the dick is fine, like that's enough. But the fact that he like picks that thing up like a fire hose, and then like so straight Wizinator, I was like, wow, they really. I mean, how fun to be the actor in that scene, to be the old man who like is, I don't know, strapping that thing in and like whatever, you know, that's gotta be a blast.
I thought feeding it an apple at the end was a little much.
Some really funny lines I wrote down in this episode. I love when the Targaryens come in and Dunk is like, who's that? And they go, can't you see the banner, you giant cunt?
He's just so dumb. Dunk,
dumb.
Bro, when he goes, I trust that they'll be found alive. They won't be dead. And
everyone's like,
what the fuck was that? I don't know.
Even when he walks in, he starts giving that speech about Sir Arlen and everything, and just someone delivers this great, what the fuck is going on?
It's so funny. This is, you know, a fantasy world thousands of years ago, but all of that humor, like that plays in 2026. That's just the way people interact where, you know, like Egg going, what are we talking about? It's like, I've done that with Heidelberg. I've done that with Marty Mush. Like, what's going on right now? So it's all very subtle, but really funny. And I think that, like, whoever wrote this, who are the writers? This is not, do we know them?
I don't think they worked on House of the Dragon, right? Yeah. They might have been Thrones related.
So I got to look that up because we know Benioff and White. We know the names, you know, but these guys, their names haven't been out there yet. But I hope that they write, like, buddy comedies and like like that humor can play in any world. That's not a Thrones thing. That's just a human interaction thing.
Also, like a kid and adult, sometimes you're fighting uphill with, you know, they say don't work with kids or animals or whatever. And like the kid is fucking great. The kid is very funny. Yeah. No, the scene with the shield where he's describing what they should put on the shield and everything. That was great. There's a bug in my cider was a funny line in this episode. That just made me laugh. I like him informing Dunk of like the history and the Nepo babies of Westeros. Yeah. Like him giving him the lay of the land. That might be paid off later.
So I got to sit down with Dunk. I did an interview with him. I got to post it this week. We sat down at a pub and we just had a pint. It was like an 8-minute. It was quick. It was like fast, you know. But he's a rugby player who this is like his first real acting gig. He was a professional rugby player overseas. And so he is like a really normal dude, like just a guy's guy. He was at this bar with a bunch of different content creator outlets. So like the Friday Beers guys were there, I was there, and he went over to the Friday Beers guys like, "Oh, what's up, boys? Like, I know you. I love these skits." Like, he is a bro's bro. So I think a child actor mixed with a pro athlete turned actor is working. Like, they are clicking in a way that I think only those two could do it. So what's his name? Peter Claffey, I believe it is. Shout out to him. He's a cool dude. And it's funny.
That's awesome.
Like, imagine being a regular dude. He's big, so obviously he gets these roles, and I think he's done some bit roles, some extras, and then it's like, bam, you're the new star of Game of Thrones. That's crazy, wild. Dude. Wild.
It must be like maybe that Safdie type thing where when they cast non-actors, and sometimes it just comes off more natural. Like, this guy does just have such a natural likability about him.
Yes. Yeah.
Even when he's like bargaining with the blacksmith and everything. Oh my God, by the way, this episode's so funny. We're doing fucking cock jokes. We're doing shit jokes. We're doing this. We're doing that. Dunk's laughing. When he has to sell his horse. Oh my God.
Didn't let you know
that
what?
wrecked me. That wrecked me.
That was fucked up.
I know this guy, like, obviously we've learned a lot of bad things about this guy, but it reminds me of the Papa John selling his car. It's like you have to sell the thing you love most, and it's like you better get that fucking horse back whenever you win or whatever happens here. And my wife made a great point. Why couldn't you sell the other two horses?
Was the white one like more expensive?
It must be.
I would imagine.
I'm sure the reason why that's his number one horse is also the reason why you can get value for it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not a horse seller.
Broke my heart.
If that
when he's like, see that she gets fed tonight, I was just like,
If something bad happens to that horse, this is going to turn into regular Game of Thrones real quick.
Yes. I thought the exact same thing. Something bad happens to the horse, we're going John Wick on the Targaryens.
Yep. That's how
it's going to have to happen.
Get wiped out.
That's going to turn our boy Dunk into like Lenny when he starts breaking the rabbits' necks and shit.
He'll be giving everyone a clout in the ear.
A clout in the ear.
Say that, by the way. You got a clout in the ear.
I'm just picturing egg. Tend the wabbits. Dunk.
I wrote down part of the thing that almost, like you said, made this feel like a video game or something, like a role-playing game, is like we just have a side mission of like, hey, you just got grabbed by a Baratheon for tug of war, and we're going to spend a couple minutes playing tug of war. And I loved Dunk hanging onto the rope like he was mid 619. Or not Dunk, Egg. I'm sorry. Egg is on, on the side.
Yeah,
like
he's holding his legs up.
About to hit it. Oh, that was so funny to me. And even just like everything about that felt like, oh, you could go off and get 5 credits by doing a tug of war, or go talk to the blacksmith and bargain with. Like, it all feels like a role-playing game.
A video game. It's like pick your character. Like, honestly, it should be. Game of Thrones hasn't really cracked the video game nut yet. No. If there was a game where you could in the beginning you play as Egg or you play as Dunk, and you like go, I mean, that would be a fun game.
Or like make your own person and then choose which house you started in Westeros. That would be awesome.
Sign me up. Yeah, you could be a knight, or you could be a wizard, or you could be.
Is it basically like Skyrim? Can you like basically reskin Skyrim and make that Westeros? I've never played it, but I think that's close, right? There's knights and wizards and
the fact that they haven't figured that out yet is crazy to me.
Elden Ring's got those vibes a little bit, and I think George R. Martin helped with that. Like,
yes, I think you're right about that.
So George, let's go. Finish your book and let's make a video game. Let's go.
Imagine they have the whole map of Westeros, like, and you can travel it. That'd be
like GTA or like Red Dead.
Bro, I'll tell you right now, if they do it, they got to give Brendan Clancy a call to map that out. My man has the maps of Westeros burned in the back of his eyes. The shit that he's talking on his TikTok. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, follow my brother at Brendan Clancy. He breaks down the cities, the names, the family trees, the everything.
He knows how long it takes to get between cities via horse, via walk.
Goddamn map of my house. Shout out my
he's the
that's awesome.
Paladino family.
I like that.
Epic residence. Oh, it's so sick, man.
That is cool.
Like, it would be cool to see like Lannisport and obviously King's Landing, Winterfell, but like like things like the Irie or Ire or whatever
Sorry,
it's called.
Clem is just in a
It's
battle
headphones.
with his
Headphones. He
headphones.
can't get those
He is
back on. Oh, he's dropping things.
I hope if you're listening, please find a clip of this. Clem just went to war with his headphones and he lost. His headphones.
Those are 10-8 round headphones.
That was White Sox game versus the gum, basically.
It
Just played out in real time.
The headphones wouldn't take. The headphones wouldn't take. That was great.
Oh, I fucking love this map.
How about we got a Lannister in this episode as well? Damon Lannister, the Gray Lion, did they call him? That was fucking a cool nickname. And he's the one that remembers. I thought that whole scene was good. Even after the, comedic, what the fuck is going on? When he remembers and then they get into the like 12 or 14 parsecs type debate of like, it was 4. It was actually 7. I'm pretty sure it was 4. Like even that like semantic style debate really made me laugh. I like that.
Yeah, I like Game of Thrones is the ultimate Leo meme when you see a Targaryen or a name that and you're like, wait, that guy's related to the guy from the thing, and I never remember them. I can't follow the family tree. Like I said, I watched those videos from Brendan to figure it out. But just when you see the sigil and you see the name and you even if you don't know who it is, that's somebody important, like related to the big show, that's always a fun little like Easter egg.
I think we got 2 with that because like that was
Baylor. The brother, right?
It was Baylor and then Maker. Like I don't know if Maker is Maker the Cruel. I'm pretty sure he's been talked about before.
Ooh, Maker the Cruel sounds. Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah. I used to call my mama Maker. Like we used to call her that when we were little. Like she would make us eat our vegetables. She would make us wear a helmet when we were like, "You're such a maker. Stop being a maker."
That's
Maker the Cruel is kind of like what we thought of Mama Fox when she would be like, "You better wear your helmet when you ride your bike." Be like, "Oh, you're a maker."
Bob, that is so fucking good. Meanwhile, she's like, "Yeah, I make your dinner. I make your your life. I make."
Maker is literally she'll fold all of our laundry. You just put it away. We're like, "Oh."
Maker,
come on,
that is awesome. That's funny shit. That's good.
Yeah, shout out Mama Fox. We didn't know how good we had it
for real.
And then the ending was also sweet, where we get like the actual joust. It was Prince Valar, I think it was, and you start to see Dunk having like a huge panic attack, and that's what leads to the speech with Egg. Egg also, they're kind of putting it on heavy. Anytime he sees a Targaryen flag, he gets very scared. There's something that scares him about that. I assume we'll figure that out this season. I don't know what that could be.
Well, no. Well, I think he's the missing kid, right?
Yeah, he's got
okay. I was like, as long as
that's why he's got his head shaved and everything, right? Like
one of them, because
there's 2.
Yeah, the one that they keep talking about is that drunk, right? The one that was at the inn.
One of your dreams.
Was that him?
Yeah,
I was figuring kids.
No,
we're talking possibly like
There's 4 kids, and it's the oldest, and Egg is the youngest.
Yeah,
and the middle ones are still around. They're fine. So the older one is probably, of that age of that guy who was in the.
I missed the oldest line. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, he was with him. Yeah.
I had when the joust started, I wrote jousts are absurd. Like they always just feel like luck. Like it's just you hit the thing and then it's like that's what they'd front. But then when these guys were like, when the guy did like the roll off and he got on the horse and I was like,
that was crazy.
There's more to this. Like NASCAR. When you first started watching NASCAR, like they're just driving in circles. And you see like the pit and the way and then there's crashes, wrecks and shit. You're like, oh, there's so much more to this. And I kind of in the joust now.
And just like NASCAR, shout out to the pit crew, because those squires who are throwing your jousts, like they're more important than the fucking guy on the horse. You need the guy to give you your weapons.
Here's what I was thinking though. Is there some kind of regulation for jousting where they're making sure all the jousting poles are 15 feet or something? Like, what if you just make your pole a foot long? You win, right? It's like the Marty Supreme thing. He's like, Endo's using the better paddle.
Yeah.
Like, what if I just use a better jousting stick?
There's
no way commissions are there.
Those jousts like explode, and sometimes they just eat it. Like they just keep going. Jousting is barbaric, man.
We might have to make it back to medieval times soon. I'm telling you, they got to do a medieval times Game of Thrones like reskin, where you just instead of colors, you just do the houses.
Honestly, all this shit that we want to reskin would have probably happened if they just landed the fucking plane. No one and a lot of people talked about this, but we had a literal pandemic which shut down the entire world, and no one was like, "I'm gonna go rewatch Game of Thrones," and it ended a year before it was like, "I never want to watch that show again."
It's so sad, man, because it's like so much greatness that just gets fucking washed away, and they didn't even need to stick the landing. They needed to like Captain Sully the landing, where it's like, okay, we're still
Yeah.
alive. You know, like we just all we needed was to not crash it into the side of a mountain, and that's what they fucking did.
They needed to give us a Stranger Things ending, which we've brought up multiple times. Was it perfect? No. Was it good enough to make me want to go back and rewatch the series one day? Of course.
Yeah.
I'll show my kids Stranger Things one day.
And we could have written it. You know what I I mean? Like, yeah, John kill the Nightwalker. Like, that's like done. That doesn't take a genius.
The thing you've been paying, like, leading up to for
right.
Yeah.
Like, so many things that would have been, you know, the criticism would have been the other direction. Like, wow, that was pretty cookie cutter. But I'd rather that than the alternate universe where we fucking blew it. So
yeah.
Wasn't there theories he was gonna have a flaming sword too? Like we were waiting for
all the bullshit, man.
Oh, imagine how cool that would have been.
I'm getting fired.
And now we got, you know, George. He did that interview recently where he talked about all these things. I don't know who it was with, but he started to talk like, well, my books are going to end differently than the show did. And it's like,
his books
just stop. Just stop. You're not fucking writing these books. Just stop.
Listen, I don't like to make this comparison, but like, I just got to call it like I see it. It's like Conor McGregor saying he's going to fight again. It's like, bro, it's been how many years?
Yeah.
You just got to shit or get off the can.
And also, you know, same to Conor. You're a certain type of guy when you're on the come up in UFC and you're hungry. And once you're rich and you're on your yacht and you're chilling, like you just don't have the same, you know, je ne sais quoi. When you're a nerd in the basement writing in mom's basement, writing that shit, it's different than when you're worth 9 figures and you're taking meetings in Hollywood with HBO and shit. It's just not there.
Which boxer is it?
Is it Marvin Hagler has the quote?
Yeah, the Marvin Hagler quote. It's a lot harder to wake up at 5 a.m. to run when you're sleeping in silk pajamas.
Yeah.
That is our boy George.
And George is like,
unfortunately, it is.
Jets and shit. It's like, stop talking about the Jets. Fucking book.
Talking about the Jets, he's getting into fights with HBO creators. It's like, just if you're so like heartbroken over the fact that you couldn't finish these books and fans have been giving you shit for 10 years now, more than 10 years, 20 years, whatever it's been. It's like, just finish the book. Am I that crazy? Just finish the book.
And also, like, you know, you don't have to write it like you always, you know, he writes like hundreds of pages, like a backstory and settings, and like, just give me, or sit down with like another nerd you really trust and be like, here are my plot points. That's kind of what he used to do with the showrunners. And then I think they just went all off on their own. But if he was just like, I trust your writing style, you know this world so well, let me give you the big points and we'll together, you know, fill in the gaps. Like, just get there, man.
It does. He really does piss me off. I got to be honest. I know we owe all of this to him, but it's the same. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up about all of this random shit when you're kind of the blame for season 8. I think he's kind of the blame. Like,
bro, he was to blame.
They thought they were going to have a blueprint. They didn't have the blueprint.
He was to blame when the show was still going on. They were like, well, we caught up to the books. We got to finish this. And that was 10 years ago. Like, you're so late. You're so fucking late. And I'll also say this. I'm sure that the showrunners went different directions with certain things. I think that was his ending. I think
so
Bran
too.
Oh, I do too.
And he's just like, everyone hated that. Never mind. That wasn't my idea. That was your fucking ending. Maybe you would have executed it better.
Yes.
Because there is a world where Bran, I mean, Clem was the Bran wagon guy. He was warging and he could have been cool and powerful, like kind of when Will Byers had his moment. But so maybe the execution would have been different, but that was your fucking idea.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the rumors about the Arya Stark spinoff once again popping up?
I
thought
saw
they
it
killed
canceled again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they killed it. It popped up again. They killed it again. Maybe the Jon Snow one is also dead or alive. Jon Snow, we don't know whenever he's dead or alive. Of all the Game of Thrones spinoffs that are out there, main spinoffs, I'm not talking prequel 100 years prior or anything, shows involving the actual Game of Thrones characters, is there one that would have you like, oh my God, I'm all in? I think it would be the Arya one for me, because I thought they ended her Game of Thrones arc on kind of a like setting up for a spinoff. I thought she was going to go become like a pirate with the needle.
Okay, wait. I'm going to read the list of ones. This is just a quick Google search. This says the Game of Thrones ideas in development. So there's the Knight of Seven Kingdoms, Aegon's Conquest, which is Aegon Targaryen, like unifying Westeros, the Sea Snake, 10,000 Ships, which is Princess Nymeria, the Golden Empire. That one I don't even know. And then Snow was the potential Jon Snow series. And then the proposed concepts is Robert's Rebellion, Blackfire Rebellion, Ruined Valyria, Flea Bottom, and Blood Moon.
Robert's Rebellion and
Flea Bottom. One of those
Aegon's
sticks out.
conquering shit.
Yeah, Aegon's Conquest would be pretty dope.
Conquest.
That
I'll
would be
tell
dope. And I feel like that one is further in development than the rest, because that one I've seen a lot of tweets about over the last maybe 6 months.
I like the Valyria stuff, but I think you need to keep it mysterious. I don't want to know just how crazy and magical it was.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that it like pays off when you get all these other things and they talk about it, and these fucking dragons came from this goddamn place. I also just wish they just handled House of the Dragon right, because they had all these fucking
That was the
dragons
one.
on the show.
That was the one to get to see all the dragons, and we did, and they fucking blew it. I don't think this has been rumored or talked about at all. Give me some Dorne Viper shit.
Yes.
Give me,
Oh,
like, if you
yeah.
showed me the
Yes.
Viper, and if the finale season or series finale was the Mountain versus the Viper, and we just built up to that, I would love
That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be
Get
awesome.
Pedro back.
Oh, imagine.
HBO loves using Pedro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do. They do.
He'd come back.
Was that how we met? I mean, was he in Narcos before that or after that? I don't know which one was first. 'Cause I
That was
watched
my
Narcos
introduction
live.
to him for
I was
sure.
gonna say
Yeah,
for
it was
me,
my
for sure, it
introduction.
was the Viper.
Yeah.
He was so cool.
He was
Oh.
so good.
He had that in the
popped off the
bag.
screen immediately.
When he was beating him, and he was like, "Say her name, say her
Yeah.
name." Says her name. Pow! Oh my
Yeah.
god! Like, I'll say her name. I raped and killed her. Bam! Oh my god, that was so good. Can you
I've
believe
only
that's the same show?
I've
Oh.
only watched that once.
Oh, so good.
I've rewatched the show probably 7 times before the finale came out, and then I skip that scene every time. That is so fucking gruesome.
The scream too. The
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
from the
scream.
wife or the
Just
girl. Yeah,
gut.
oh, so good. But all those girls, the sand vipers or whatever, like
Yeah.
all of Dorne is, and they're fucking each other. It's like crazy. That would be an awesome series.
That was basically what Oberyn. He's like, I'll fuck you, I'll fuck your boyfriend, I'll fuck everybody. I don't care. But then he also had like such a nice heart about how when they met Tyrion and they said he was this little mutant, it's like you were just a cute little baby, you know? And I was like, this guy's the best. He's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
It's like your family's fucked up. I'm gonna go fuck these people that
I don't know. I guess they're kind of doing it with Dunk, but I would also watch Braun just doing Braun things, like
yeah.
scheming and scamming and making money and double crossing people and all that sort of shit. So he's kind of like a not noble version of Dunk, but that would be cool too.
I think with any of the ideas that they have out there right now, just commit to them being a mini series. Like even this being open ended to season 2 and stuff like that. Just give me 6 episodes, make it fucking great, and like send me on my way. Make it a 7 out of 10. I'm fine with that too. Like
also, or if you want to do like a full ass series, fine, but pick one. I just read 10 potential.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy.
That was like they had such a hit on their hands, and they were like, everyone gets a spin-off, and we're gonna do 10 more of these. And it's like, even if they stuck the landing, it would have been too much.
Bob, where have you heard this before? We're gonna have
Star
spin-offs.
Wars.
Yeah, it's the Star Wars.
It's
stuff all
Star
over
Wars.
again.
I'm thinking that as you're saying it, it's literally like the amount of projects we have in the sphere, just maybe greenlit, not greenlit, in development, canceled.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's coming. Yeah, it's Star Wars basically.
And I could see the Netflix merger now that HBO is under their umbrella. I could see them revitalizing all these and being like, we're doing all of them.
And if Netflix wants to sponsor the Dragon Boys and have us as the official after show, we would love that.
I'm gonna hate watch the fuck out of that final season and hate it and have problems with it, and we're gonna do it, boys. We're gonna do it.
Just throw us. Listen, we will not demand as much as Chiclets. Part of my take. Or Ryan Russell. We could go underneath all those guys.
I just need a rug for in here. That's it.
And we wear we'll wear costumes.
We will wear costumes.
None of those other guys
put the
wear
wigs on.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I had on Night of the Seven Kingdoms episode 2. Did you guys have anything else?
2 things. One, tug of wars used to be a thing. It was like a real sign of like which group was stronger. Bring them back. Like bring them back in general. I remember we did that for the Barstool. We had like it was a field day, yeah. And
we did one, like recently, and I tore my fucking hands up doing it.
My team. Were you on my team, Bob?
No, my team won.
My team beat like Billy Football and a.
That was my team. That was my team. I was on Billy Football's team.
Somehow we won, and it was like the greatest moment of my life. But also, they gave us a good yank, and my leg got caught and I was like this close to shredding my ACL and my Achilles and dislocating my knee. And I remember being like, I'm not doing that anymore. I was like, I'm happy we won, but I am not doing that ever again.
Near-death experience for your leg right there.
Just playing tug of war with my friends, I almost died.
I saw this on Reddit. Someone put, I just had a shout out to Arlen of Pennytree, right? That was his name.
Yeah.
People, this fucking guy Dunk is like Arlen of Pennytree. He fought beside you here, he fought beside you there, yada yada. Arlen of Pennytree, the guy with the huge ass cock that looked like this. I think someone would have remembered that guy, right? And
that's a good point.
The last thing I had, I mean, this might be, as of now, this is my highlight of the show. On the morrow, we'll show them what his hand has wrought. What a fucking line
that was
to
good.
end that. And honestly, like, I will, if I could keep this in my head for like night before the first Giants game next year, John Harbaugh, on the morrow, we'll show them what his hand has wrought. Like, what a line, man. That is old school throne shit right there.
Well, you know what? And that's this will be my final note. This is exactly what I was hoping from Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We talked about the show, but we just started talking about Thrones. It just gets you back to Thrones, A Song of Fire and Ice mode. There's only a little bit you can say about this show, at least this early. And even once it's done, I think it's just going to be a slice of life. But it makes you be like, oh, so like I said, oh, that's the family member who did this, and that's going to do that. And then you're just back in Westeros mode. So it's doing what it set out to do in that regard.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back next week, hopefully earlier. Sorry about my travel delays this week, to talk about episode 3 of Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you then.